The leading cause of death for Australians before they reach their mid-40s is not cancer, it's not heart disease or suicide, it's injuries. There's also a heavy toll for those who survive accidents but suffer permanent damage. In the past, there have been awareness campaigns for road trauma, but there are calls for a new and broader focus on reducing the many accidents and injuries people suffer. James Bennett reports.
There was 3 specialists there and us, and they said, it is unlikely your son will ever be the same.
In bed for the rest of his life, tube fed, unable to move, in nappies and just needing full care and just sustaining life like that. And this was in the first couple of weeks, and it's hard to get your head around that may be the reality.
Tom O'Brien was 12 when he was hit by a car while playing with friends outside his family house on Victoria's Mornington Peninsula in 2008.
I remember getting home from school. My friend said, "Hey Tom, can I have a shot of your bike?" I took his scooter, and when I was coming out of my driveway, the sun was shining straight in my eyes. I remember flying through the air thinking, oh man, this is not good.
The severe brain injury he suffered left him comatose for a month. His initial prognosis was bleak.
Waking up in hospital, having no idea who I was, having absolutely no idea who my parents were, and it was so scary. It's absolute hell for me some days because I get flashbacks to that day, and it's just so hard.
For Australians in their early 40s or younger, the single biggest killer is accidents and injuries. Road fatalities are just part of the toll. Many other deaths occur in work or sporting accidents, drownings or in incidents about the home.
Injury is the leading cause of death in people under the age of 44 in Australia. What are you measuring there to indicate that they're distracted?
Professor Rod McClure is director of the Monash Injury Research Institute.
It's an invisible problem. It's not so much that the rates are rising, it's that we're not reducing the rates the same way we are reducing the rest of the diseases that we mostly face.
A quadriplegic will cost for the rest of their lifetime support by us over $5 million. A severe brain injury costs $2.2 million for the rest of their lifetime. And that doesn't even count the social impact on the family.
T5, so complete, which is chest line. So basically got no abdominal muscles, no stomach, no trunk. So it's basically chest up, nipple line up. What's that?
10 years ago this month, Michael Taylor was several kilometres from home on his motorcycle. What happened next, he can't remember.
All the witnesses said there was no speeding, nothing silly. The police tend to think there was another vehicle involved, but they couldn't prove anything.
Now Australian champion in the discipline of hand cycling, he's philosophical about his accident.
You kind of like dwell sometimes what happened, but then I think if I knew what happened, would I worry about the ifs and nots? And yeah, sometimes it's just easier not to.
3. I'm not counting. I got the.
Tom O'Brien's recovery too has exceeded all expectations. But that's missing the point, according to Professor Rod McClure.
If you look at the causes of injury, we've probably got a better chance and a better understanding of what you can do to prevent injury than you can do to prevent cancer. So that not only is it a bigger problem, it's a problem that we have a solution to. And the fact that it's being ignored is a greater travesty.
British medical journal The Lancet's Global Burden on Health report, published last month, reveals that worldwide 16,000 people die every day from injuries. Professor Rod McClure says in Australia, injury ranked 4th, behind lung disease, all cancers and heart disease as the leading cause of death in 2010.
Australia has accepted that heart disease, alcohol-related conditions and smoking-related cancers are issues of major national public health importance. What we haven't recognised is that injury is actually up alongside that.
As the car decelerates, you leave your seat and smash into the windscreen.
It's mind-boggling if you stop to think about it. It costs $17 billion every year in Australia for the impact of road trauma. It's huge.
All my pictures of you.
But despite that cost, advertising continues to target the emotion of losing a loved one, while the emotional and financial cost of injury is rarely the focus of attention.
There is certainly a strong case to be emphasising the serious injury numbers. We did have a campaign a few years ago called the Hidden Road Toll, which emphasised the fact there's nearly 50 people every day injured on our roads. And I think that is well worth reviving that thought.
Do you want to put your email at the top there? See how
Tom O'Brien has plans for a charity for kids like him. He now gives motivational talks to school and university students, urging them to live their lives, but safely.
Whatever you're doing, do it. Don't live life with fear, but just be so careful about it.
Michael Taylor is doing just that, training and competing. But that's not without its own challenges either.
I've been hit 3 times, 2 cars and a truck. End of the day, they're bigger than me. They weigh more than me. They're going to do more damage to me. So you've got to pick your moments as well.
James Bennett reporting.